Interesting how the GlitchFeed Twitter is suggesting us to follow Ben. It's okay. Ben from college. I'm not going to say his last name since we're live. You want to click accept to get in the game? You've actually played 2 hours of this game. No, I said you. You've played 2 hours of this game. Yeah. Let's just see when the last time you played it was. There you go. It doesn't matter. Why not? Uh-oh. Don't worry, I'll just carry the team. You don't have to do anything. I mean, you legitimately don't have to do anything.
Hey! Welcome to
Hello.
GlitchFeed Podcast. I'm your host Troy, that's Sarah. We're here again this week talking about gaming stuff. Playing Battle Block because, tell me, Sarah.
Why not?
Good
I
answer.
feel like I've answered this a few times for you.
Well, yeah, but now they're people listening to that whole thing. You know how we're doing a podcast right now. We're live. Before it was just you and I. Oh, well, it's just me. Before it was just okay, alright. Before it was just you and I talking. Now it's us in front of
Hello.
everybody else. Hi. We've got some stuff to talk about this week, sort of. Let's I guess let's kick it off, yeah. Some small shiggity bangs that happened this week. We had Monday off, so there was no news, which is
I mean, there was news. I just decided not to do news.
well, all right. I was gonna give you the benefit
I don't know
of
if
the
there was
doubt.
news. I'm sure there was news.
There was, but it's okay. I was giving you the.
Oh.
Look at that. Can you help me out? Oh, not gonna help you. I guess one of the big things I covered yesterday was motherfuck. Oh, that's right. We can do that. Lionhead announced a new game. Yeah, the studio that got closed in March. That company.
That thing.
That one.
They make games.
Well, no, they don't anymore.
Not anymore.
Microsoft.
Okay.
fired them. So they announced a new card game, Fable 4. Uh, why? Why would they do that? Does the world need another card game? Collectible card game? I mean,
It's kind of become the thing. I mean, people are absolutely obsessed about card games now with the success of Hearthstone taking advantage of immersive worlds and creating thematic card games around it. People seem to enjoy playing it.
Hearthstone, yes, but do we need Hearthstone and Elder Scrolls Legends and Fable Fortune and I mean it's almost now going to
I
be
mean,
the MOBA
that's kind of
problem.
like asking the questions of, do we need Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh and Magic? And the thing is that if they can make it different enough, sure, why not? But that's the thing, is they have to make it different.
Exactly.
And a lot of concern people have had, especially we saw with uh with Fable Legends in a lot of the news, was that people were concerned that it was going to just basically be kind of building off the coattails of the successes of Hearthstone. And people, like, they kind of have that opinion of the only thing that card games have are, like, they're all the same, but that's not necessarily the case. If you're a good developer, you're going to make a different game.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's not necessarily going to be the same game.
Maybe I have to throw you here.
Oh yeah, I guess it might be. If those don't stay on long enough. Oh
Oh,
no, we
here you
just
go.
bounce off. Yeah, there we go. There you go.
I
Oh,
need you.
now you need me. Okay. Ah, got it. Um,
So, like, I think a lot of people who are unfamiliar with card mechanics are sitting here thinking, oh, it's just the same as Hearthstone. And we kind of saw with Fable Legends is that they added enough variants that make it, potentially could be a different experience that people might enjoy. Oh,
right.
spikes.
It could be different enough. I mean, the one of the big thing that they mentioned is kind of like it's actually lining up a lot like her heroes and classes. Deck is based on the hero that you make. General deck building stuff, but their big set apart things are in-game quests, like mid level quests that as you complete them will give you like, enhancements and cards during like a match during like one game, which is obviously something the other ones don't have. In addition, they're going to work in the alignment system from Fable. So after a while, if you
Yeah.
save somebody or kill somebody, your alignment goes up and down, and cards and your hero abilities will change mid game, which is kind of interesting. It gives a whole another dynamic to losing or something's happening. You alter your game, alter your fate, if you will, by making an alignment choice, which would be kind of cool. I mean, I'm a huge fan of Fable from way back when, so anything that they do, I will at least check out. I mean, I even liked Fable like 2 and 3 when people hated them.
A lot of people hated them.
They did. I mean, rightfully so. they
But
weren't they weren't great
yeah,
games.
nostalgia. But I do think that, oh, that was unfortunate. Uh, sorry.
Anyways,
Yay.
counts.
I do think there's a lot of fear, and there's a lot of people feel like it's a cop out and it's copying things, but it it deserves at least a little consideration, especially if it's free to play. Because I mean, you see something like Gwent, which is a card game, arguably, but it's completely different. So, if they can actually make it creative and unique, well,
True. Yeah. And that was an afterthought to it. We're over here. We already did this one.
oh, we already did three?
Yeah,
Okay.
it gives you a couple in a chunk.
Weird.
We did the right one anyways. Yeah, and Gwent was like an add-on to the game. It wasn't even if they made a standalone Gwent. What would that, would that do just as good as these other kind of card games? I'm guessing it would.
But then I saw this interesting thing today in terms of like Witcher. I mean, obviously we have the final DLC, I think it is,
Yeah, it's the final
right?
DLC and the final piece of like the game.
Awkward. I saw this really just interesting thing that people said where they're like some games create a game or create DLC and call it a game, and some
And
games create games or no, they
yeah,
create DLC or they create DLC.
you want me to do it for you?
Fuck yeah, do it. I
It's
can't think while I'm doing this.
it's
Plays on
most
words.
games make DLC and call it a game. Companies make DLC and call it a game. Whereas CD Projekt Red made a game and called it because
Yeah,
their
there's
Blood and Wine is the size of I need you down here. Is the size of its own game. Like the content on its own. Go to the right. Break that block. Go to the right. Jump. There you go.
yeah, it's like a 30 hour DLC, which is
It's massive. I mean, that's like I said, that's the content of a normal game. That's more content than like Order 1886 had or 1876, whatever that game was called. Yeah, it definitely has like as much content as a full game, which is kind of damn it, cats. I didn't want to do that. Oh well. I forget where the thing is in here. But yeah, so and that actually comes out today, yesterday,
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
I don't know.
No, it was yesterday,
Yesterday.
I think.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes they drop DLC like Fallout came out on a Thursday. It's like, what the hell? When do games ever come out on Thursdays?
Yeah, I was gonna say the Fallout one was weird because it was supposed to be out. I thought it was supposed to be out on Tuesday. I'm like, oh, it's Tuesday, and then for shit, it was Thursday. Everything else dropped on. Yeah,
It's like pulling a Nintendo.
Yeah, where they just release it whenever the fuck they want. Or does Nintendo do something?
That's Nintendo. They just release it whatever day they feel like.
But yeah, so that's the one bit of news I can talk about right now. Because another bit we're gonna talk about in a minute. Go up here. I'll do this for you. Damn it. Ah,
I don't know how to throw people.
it's the same
Do I
button.
just hold it?
Yeah, you're doing the same. You got to point in
But
the
it-
opposite direction. Yeah, like that. Yeah, I got it.
Nailed it.
We totally planned that. So, what else is No Man's Sky got announced? It was being delayed.
Are you surprised?
Again. No, I'm just mentioning it in conversation.
The death threats though.
That was weird. Yeah. So that happened. Oh, that's not the way. Oh wait. Oh, hold right trigger on the water. There you go.
Oh.
Yeah. So, Taku, right? Posted the article. And the guy who wrote that death threat.
Well,
Oh, someone was like, No Man's Sky is my life, and you that like I'm going to make you pay for that. Sanity over a game that's not out yet and has been pushed back more times than I think Star Citizen. That's not true. That's impossible. The game's never coming out. Yeah, it's this one. You gotta do this, that, and the other one is. Hang on.
do I have to throw you?
Yes. Ah, yeah, like that. Cool. Now I go to the exit.
Star Citizen. Well, Star Citizen's like the
Star Citizen's never gonna.
the poster child for forever access.
Yeah, I mean, no, is that game even? Can you play it? Can you play? I think you can play bits of it, right?
Yeah, it keeps saying we're going to add more game types, but we're not going to add more game types.
Right. Yeah, it's barely playable.
Yeah.
So, that being said, let's talk about our big thing. Talk about E3. Can I talk about E3?
Yeah, we can talk about games that are
Well-
unreleased that you'll be able to eventually play.
A couple things. There's a couple things about E3. I think we need to talk. Versus E3 itself. Like, the concept of E3 is kind of not working out for them. You look at groups like EA and Bethesda are kind of going on their own, to do their own press conferences. You've got like Nintendo, who doesn't even really show up in person. They just do a video and kind of put their news out that way. Thanks for jumping on my head there. Really appreciate it. Murdered me. But yeah, over the years, E3 has become kind of pointless in a sense.
Okay, let's do it here.
Because you've got these companies like Rooster Teeth and like PAX and Gamescom and that are and those that are basically doing the same thing and are cater more to the public, which I think is what a lot of like what the problem with E3 was. It's always been corporate. It's always been a press event and a corporate event for people who are in the industry, which doesn't really work anymore. I mean, you see that like I don't think that's how we're supposed to do that, but it worked. You see like PAX, for example, Gamescom, that are open to the public, that get more hype than these kind of industry events. And it's because that's who they really want to market to. They can send games to press people all day long, but like it doesn't really. How much does that really influence your user? If you can see the game and play the game, they're probably more likely to find fans that way.
Well, we talked a lot about the kind of cycle of press too, where we have the GDC is like the first big thing of the year. Then you have E3, and then you have like the fall PSXs that are now starting to show up, or like
Gamescom is, I think, the big one now.
Gamescom. Yeah, so
Is in the
Gamescom and
fall.
PSX. PSX kind of just recently came out a few years ago, where PlayStation, kind of like what you're saying, eventually was like, I
We'll
just
just do it
don't.
on our own.
Yeah, like
Like,
I
there's
don't
no
really feel
point.
like presenting stuff. We can show off some stuff, but like their yearly cycle, I feel like E3 has definitely become a hey, here's what's releasing the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Like
pretty much, and
like they're
really only showing it to
Jesus.
people that are in the industry that are already going to follow it. Like, it's always been the thing. You watch G4 the month before, like the month leading up to E3 and the month after, and you watch every bit of press conference coverage. You kind of you have to ingest it that way because it's a press only event. But PSX, for example, is realizing, and so is E3 and Bethesda, or I'm sorry, EA and Bethesda, realizing that like, hey, we can just let the fans show up and watch this stuff, and they
I think you're
will.
supposed to catch me.
I'm sliding around, sorry, and they will want to be a part of the show. I mean, you see that's why PSX is doing so well because they're the only ones there. They can control the message, and they can control the press, and or not necessarily control the press. You know what I mean? Control like they don't have to compete. They don't have to compete with Microsoft's presser. So, what the
Oh, you just got wrecked.
how do you punch? Oh,
Yeah, you.
what's the frisbee button? There we go. B. That's what I was.
How do you punch? I mean, I think you just punched me.
Whatever. Just punch the cat. Kill the cat to get the stuff. Oh shit. So yeah, I think E3 is kind of on its way.
It's evolving. It's changed. It used to be the big boy on campus, and now all these other ones are coming up and being successful. I think a lot of it is thanks to the introduction of live streaming. I remember E3 was very successful because it was on like G4,
Yeah, it was
and then people
successful
would watch it all
because
day.
it was
And
so
now it's
exclusive, and you couldn't watch it. You couldn't watch the Xbox presser unless somebody showed it to you.
right,
Right.
or you were on TV, and so it's kind of like
Right. That's what I mean.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
the success of it has completely changed. Uh,
Yeah. You pushed. Yeah. It's
and
not
now
as
it's like with Twitch kind of being so successful and everything's live streamed, is that any Joe Schmo can create, and it doesn't even have to be like fan focused. Like for example, that Final Fantasy Unlocked, it was very press related, but you had the ability to just stream it to 200,000 people or whatever the number was, and it suddenly turned it into a large event for when they only had like X amount of people because people don't need to be present in order to witness it.
right. And look at it this way too: is that's the only thing happening. Like Sony didn't have to compete with Microsoft for that press, like for that time. Like it's not the only doing that. That was the only thing they presented. That was the only thing. The focus of that entire event was Final Fantasy, and they got all of the information they needed to out. Imagine cramming that in with a presentation about everything else that's coming out for PlayStation, Last Guardian and the Neo and stuff like. Oh shit! Like cramming that into an hour or whatever press conference.
I think E3 is really successful for a, like I said before, a snapshot of here's what's coming up the rest of the year.
Yeah,
Because that's kind of, and that's what Nintendo, when they separated, they like, I think it was like a few 2 years, 3 years ago, they decided, they were like, hey, this is finally like, this is what we're doing. We're just going to do a quick little conference. We're going to do our like an extended Nintendo Direct, and
yeah,
we're
it's
basically
no different
showing
than their
off,
Nintendo Directs. Yeah,
and we're showing off the all of the releases that are coming
this year, right?
the
Or
second half of
soon,
the year.
something
Well, it's always the second half of the year.
for Nintendo.
Yeah, because they do like all their Nintendo Directs. Like they just recently did a Nintendo Direct where it was like, hey, here's everything coming through June. And so like
Yeah, yeah, it's
last year's
definitely more
press
release
conference
focused
was
than announcement.
literally releases. And they already announced this year that, and we can go into what the confirmed information is, but they're not talking about NX. Even though the leaks that we received that kind of were confirmed with the Pokemon announcement, which was kind of obvious, claims that NX is releasing later this year, they still are not showcasing NX despite their showcasing the new Legend of Zelda.
Right. That's I think that they said that's the only thing they're gonna have is Legend of Zelda. That's it.
On yeah, I think
Well,
they're
like
probably
on the
just gonna have.
that's what I mean. Like first off, Legend of Zelda on the Wii U will be playable, which is big on its own. Um,
Right. I think that's just the confirmed stuff. I'm sure they're going to do a bunch of announcements in terms of um, what's going on with like the rest of the year.
sure. Oh yeah.
Like, so they're going to probably have playable stuff, like, for example, like, hey, Star Fox is coming out, so we're going to show off Star Fox.
Star Fox
Like,
is
I'm sure they're going to have other
bad.
playable stuff. They just, they're just only talking about Legend of Zelda because they're
Yeah.
having a
Not
Nintendo Direct
NX.
again, and they're having a tree house where they're going to do a bunch of interviews.
Right.
So I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean,
Ow. I ran into your frisbee. Can you lick me, please?
what?
He's licking me.
What did you say?
He said, can you not lick me, please?
She had said to every boyfriend.
Ever.
Uh-huh. Gotta get one in. Gotta get one joke in.
Okay, so
Can't be
let's
too
talk
serious.
about confirmed, quote unquote, confirmed information. So we now know
Well,
the schedule,
yeah.
which is we know that, like you said, Bethesda last year kind of made a statement by not doing a presentation during the big E3 days. They did a pre-presentation where they announced Fallout. Bethesda confirmed they're coming back again, doing a pre-presentation, which makes a lot of people wonder maybe they're announcing a new big game. Who knows? But EA has jumped on that bandwagon and decided that they also are going to be doing a pre-press conference instead of an actual E3 conference, which, as
Right.
Troy said, it's less
Public.
competition at this point. I mean, Bethesda, quote unquote, stole the show, but they also got their announcements out first. They were more memorable. They built up the hype. I mean, the fact that they presented Fallout is very
Well,
much
yeah.
a hype
That was
cannon.
the big thing they
Like
did.
they were going to win no matter what.
Yeah.
Ah, but they got things out early and they came out confident, and then everyone else basically had to scramble.
Right.
First presentation wins. So that's
Yeah.
something that EA hasn't really had a great standout performance. They do like what a bunch of sports games and Mirror's Edge or something last year.
Yeah, last year was
Not
kind of bummy. I mean,
Yeah,
it was a
not the
couple of
best.
like loose announcements, but not anything good.
But they
Um,
also have like Microsoft and Sony do announce games and they do a lot of repeat games. So if you go after Microsoft and Sony and they already announced your game, it's kind of like here's some extended footage. There's no hype involved.
right.
But if you get before them, you kind of can like be like, "Hey, here's this game," and then Microsoft and Sony will then do that announcement. So it's very much a strategic. We're going to go first. We're going to announce that. I think it's going to be successful. At least Bethesda, they can be really successful. I mean, it really. Oh,
Oh yeah, we gotta like run to the end. Um, yeah, and like I said, they can steal their own show. Yeah, you're right. This time they don't. No, why am I can't move. Oh, I can hit them up. That happened.
interesting.
Why do I keep?
So I think that's something that I'm still EA never really steals the show for me. I mean, I guess they do have EA's Plants vs Zombies, isn't it?
Yeah, though they have Mass Effect Andromeda, which is definitely going again, if not more so. They have the sports titles, which they do focus on. They have Mirror's Edge that is coming out very, very soon. If not, it'll be out by E3 time. But what else they have?
I have a list. Let me see what they're.
Okay.
I just need to get somewhere safe where I'm not gonna die.
All right. Go, go, go. Go without me. We made it. Okay.
All right. Let me see what's on my list.
Now that we're not gonna die.
Damn it. Battlefield 1.
Oh, Battlefield 1. That's right. Set in World War One, not the other kind. Not like the first Battlefield.
Civil War.
Well, not like Battlefield.
Going way back. That's what I thought when they first announced it. I was like, the first war? Civil War? No.
Did you see the article that like the president of EA like shot it down the first time they heard it too? Like
Yeah.
doing World War One. I think it's cool. I think it's kind of cool actually. They're doing World War. Was it happened since we did a podcast? Did we do a podcast with that?
No.
Really? Or did we just not talk about it? Oh no, we did movies. It was a movie thing, right?
Yeah, we didn't really talk about it. I think we did a little bit, but god damn it.
That's
This
that'll be.
stupid.
What is your problem? What do you have an issue with?
I'm not paying attention, so I
Oh.
keep making the same mistake like 3 times.
Like, why are you still dead?
It's not that I'm dead, I just keep getting stuck in the slime. God.
Oops.
Okay.
All right, there we made it to that.
Thanks.
I didn't do anything.
You jumped on me when I was jumping.
Nah.
Are we done with this level yet?
Yeah, now we're done with this level. All right, maybe. Probably. Yes, we're done with this level now. Okay, we can talk.
Okay, so let's see what else is EA. So they did confirm that Battlefield 1 will be playable as well.
That is
Or
good.
no, it'll be playable floor demonstration. Titanfall 2
Right.
has been confirmed. They don't know, it's not playable, but it's probably going to be announced.
Andromeda, like I said, Mass Effect Andromeda, definitely.
FIFA 17.
Ooh,
Mass
FIFA's-
Effect is not on this list.
Really?
Oh no, there it is.
Okay, I'm like, it's pretty sure it's on this.
Okay. So that's the 3 big EA stuff. FIFA, obviously, sports, all the sports. But I mean, like the fact of the matter is EA's first, which means if Sony or Microsoft talk about stuff, which they most likely will with Mass Effect. I mean, well, Titanfall
Well,
most likely will be
Who
announced.
will take
Yeah.
Mass Effect? Xbox, I assume. Yeah, right. That's Microsoft.
No, I feel like Titanfall will be Xbox. Mass Effect's going to be on PlayStation.
Oh. Okay.
Who knows?
Well then, look at
So
that.
the next one is Bethesda. Bethesda is going to be
Dishonored 2.
6 hours later. Yes, Dishonored 2 has been confirmed playable on the floor.
I know it's been confirmed.
No, it's not playable on the floor
Speaking
on this
of,
list. Thought it was confirmed playable on the floor, though.
Speaking of Bethesda, Fallout 4 mods released on console. First time console mods are a thing for the Xbox One. They released Monday, I think. Probably Monday.
Dishonored 2 is the only thing they have on here. I'm sure they're going to do some more Elder Scrolls Legends.
Yeah, I mean, I think that'll be the big thing. I would imagine they would probably announce some sort of. I mean,
Elder Scrolls Online.
probably some Elder Scrolls Online stuff. I mean, they just released an expansion like
The
this
Thieves
week.
Guild.
Dark Brotherhood.
Yeah. Similar.
Oh, look at it. Oh, if you jump on my head, I can throw you up. That's how we should have been doing all of those tasks.
Oh, it's okay.
Just jumping on each
I
other's
like
heads.
jumping better. So they're kind of first two. What else? Let me hold on. I'm curious.
I mean, I can talk about my big thing. What else is on Bethesda's list, you mean? Doom? Probably Doom stuff.
Doom's out though.
Yeah, but like expansion stuff or like featured stuff. They'll probably just talk about it. How it's
See,
cool.
last year they talked about Battle Cry,
I'll cry.
Doom, Elder Scrolls
Oh,
Online, Fallout 4,
Battlecry.
Dishonored 2.
Yeah. That's right. That is a game, isn't it? How's that going?
The worldwide beta signups that never happened.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure.
Wait, did we? No, we signed up for it. Like the sign up happened.
The sign up happened, but the
Beta
beta didn't happen. I think
Was it closed and under NDA? No,
no, they didn't have. They
it just
basically
didn't happen.
they just didn't happen. Um, what else do you think Bethesda would do? I don't think they rest their laurels on Doom.
Uh, no, I think they will talk about. They've got to talk about like. Well, they'll talk about the success of Dune. They'll probably announce some sort of
Oh,
new. Yeah, watch out for that. Green usually means bad.
do you think they would talk about any sort of like? I mean, they. Do you think they have to have a big announcement? They have to have a big surprise announcement.
Dishonored 2 releasing like.
I don't. I think it'd be more than Dishonored 2.
Really? I mean, what? Yeah, you're right. What else do they have? Brink, or Brink 2, or
I
that
don't know.
awful
I
game.
think they might. I know it's a people wish, but I think there might be something else in the Elder Scrolls universe.
Think so?
I think it's too soon to be like, hey, this is releasing this year, but I think they might do some sort of
Like
teaser.
we're working on
Yeah, like
the
they
next
because there
one,
were rumors of Elder Scrolls 6 last year, and that never happened. Fallout happened,
which is fine.
which they announced what, like a week. I'm getting bread and buttered. I'm sorry about my dog. He's being
Okay.
a dick.
Right. But we did it. I did it without you. It's fine.
He's being a major dick. I think they might announce some sort of teaser trailer for some sort of. I mean, they have Elder Scrolls Legends, but something. They've
Yeah,
got it. They had to have been working on it. I mean, it's been quite a few years since Skyrim came out.
it's been many years since Skyrim, but
I mean,
well,
it
yeah,
was more years since Fallout came out, but
a gap in between. But yeah, no, you're right.
oh, oh,
I mean, that would be timing wise. That'd be the best time to do it. Would be to announce, your star, platform that made put you on the map. That is, to have a new game. But who
I
knows?
mean, because it was kind of a big deal for them to make an announcement because they don't usually do their own press conferences. Like I
Right.
think last year was the first time they ever did a press conference on their own,
Yes.
which is kind of a big deal.
Yeah. Normally they loop
So,
themselves in with. Don't even do. They don't even. Yeah, you're right. They don't do one.
right. So they have to have some sort of major confidence showstopper again because of the successes that they had last year.
Right.
It'd be foolish for them to do their own conference without something big.
Exactly. No, you're absolutely
Will
right.
it be Fall or Elder Scrolls? Elder Scrolls is a stretch, no guarantee, but
Not necessarily
maybe
unheard
it's
of.
new IP.
That could be. It could be
Who
something
knows?
totally different that we haven't even seen yet. Go, brother. I will. I will sacrifice myself for the gem.
Your death will not be in vain. You're still alive.
Oh, I'm still. Oh, yeah.
Let's see what games they've confirmed, though. I mean, it's really just Dishonored right now, which is obvious. We knew about Dishonored,
Can we move
at
on
least on this IGN list.
to some? I got a juicy.
All right, go ahead.
I got a big old juicy rumor. All right, that sounds weird. I regret that now. So Xbox, right?
BE3 Plus.
E3 Plus.
Bethesda has an extra party, I'm assuming.
Oh,
Band hits the stage at 9.
band at their show.
So something big has to be announced. If they have a freaking band, where's my dead body?
Not dead. It's still alive. It's just all the way back at the start.
Hey, how about that spawn?
Yeah, thanks. Um, so
Oh, that was water.
Xbox. There's been rumors for a while, like most of the year,
Well, Xbox
around.
isn't next in line, is it?
I don't care.
Yes, we have to go in order. We're already doing order stuff.
Well,
Next in line is Microsoft. You're good.
oh, thank God. All right. So, like I was saying, there's been rumors of a new console for Xbox One for a hardware upgrade since like March. Ever since
Sony.
well, not even then. When I don't know. Yeah, now that I think about it, I don't remember which one's first. Um,
I'm pretty sure Sony came first.
Phil Spencer did a whole thing about like, oh, motherfucking asshole. Phil Spencer had this whole thing during the spring preview event for press that he didn't think it was unheard of for consoles to be working in such a way that like PCs and mobile devices do. So, big thing was like, goddamn head, Jesus Christ. Fuck, where'd I go? What?
The end.
Where am I? Okay. There we go.
Nailed it.
Got it.
Nailed it.
Uh,
That guy has a gem up there. We missed 2 gems.
Oops. Oh well. That's okay. So, their
I'm
whole
pretty
thing.
sure Sony came first. I mean,
So,
he talked
rumors.
about that rumor, but I'm pretty sure the official rumors of consoles was Sony.
Okay. So, um, the Xbox One. There's a leak to both Kotaku and Polygon late last week, independently corroborated by like multiple sources, Kotaku, Polygon, that Xbox is working on not one but two hardware iterations for this year and next. The first one being the Xbox One Slim, which will release this year.
Shocker.
Basically just a smaller Xbox One. So nothing different, just a smaller Xbox One, which isn't totally unheard of. That's they did that with the Xbox 360 with the Elite and that kind of thing. So not totally crazy to see. What is crazy to see is that they, as part of Phil Spencer's whole spiel to developers or to press, was that he doesn't think that a hardware upgrade would be out of unheard of, but they're not going to talk about it. Essentially, was how he worded it. Well, the other announcement is that there will be a Xbox One upgrade. We'll call it version 2. It's called Project Scorpio right now. Basically upgrading the CPU and the hardware in the box to don't spend them all on the circle-headed guys. We got to get other guys.
I'm
That
sorry.
will allow the Xbox One to actually do VR, support VR. There's a talk of a what? Screen. There's talk about VR and Xbox One with the Oculus, basically pairing up with the Oculus to allow for console gaming, console VR like the PlayStation VR.
It sounds very reactive to PlayStation.
Yeah, it also sounds like it could work. I think for the same reasons we said that PlayStation VR would work in that. Can you go out the door? Yeah.
Well, this is all. I'm sorry, I was kind of half listening. Is this all for the new console
So
only?
the new console would be the only one that would be able to play the VR
Yeah,
stuff. But
that's an issue.
well, hold on now.
Okay.
Their whole thing was that this new console wouldn't be exclusive. There would be no exclusive content to the console. So, for example, games will be able to be played
Except
on.
for VR
It
access,
seems like that. Yeah, it seems like
which is kind of a big deal.
I mean, yes and no. I mean, when you think
I
about
mean,
it, like,
yeah, yes, it is because it's once again in the console war of PlayStation versus Xbox. It sounds like Xbox has reactively responded to PlayStation not only for hey new console, but hey PlayStation has this VR, let's do it too, but it only works on our new VR, our new console, which is kind of a big deal because that makes it so that now people have to buy this new version of Xbox when they already have an Xbox to access this VR, which they also are buying.
so it hasn't been announced yet. My theory,
Why did we just get that?
I don't know. My theory is they're going to do something like the PlayStation VR, where they'll sell an add-on box with the Xbox One version of the Oculus. It's all rumors that it's going to be Oculus. Obviously, not even confirmed that Oculus is partnered with them, but they will release a small box similar to the PlayStation VR. I mean, the PlayStation 4 doesn't support VR out of the box either. You have to have the add-on thingy. They'll
Right, but it's not a whole new console.
Right. My thinking is they will sell the Oculus with a $100 upgrade box, basically. That you plug the Oculus in, that plugs into your Xbox One. Whereas the new Xbox, you'll be able to just buy an Oculus Rift headset and the new Xbox One, and everything will work. Just work out of the box. You'll plug it right in. That's how I foresee that happening, because their other point on this whole, and the rumor was that, and the leak was that they're pushing towards more parity. So thinking more in the vein of like mobile phones. You can buy an iPhone today, and in 2 years you can still play iPhone games. It might not play as good, but you can still play iPhone games. So working that parity that PC has always had into the console space seems to be their kind of focus.
I guess it's about time. I mean, they've been scrambling behind PlayStation for a while now. Their technology wasn't as great, their system wasn't as great. It's just unfortunate. I mean, I look at it and I hear that and I immediately think if I'm comparing once again the two, I already have a PlayStation and I can buy, if I really want to play VR with my system, I'd rather keep my PlayStation or even buy a cheaper version of the PlayStation if the PlayStation rumors are also true and then get the VR with it instead of buying once again a VR machine, which is the same as getting like a computer machine. You know, like it's the PlayStation VR is much cheaper than Oculus, from what I remember, and it feels like unnecessary spending if I go the Xbox route than I would the PlayStation route. And the only reason I do it is for exclusives, which VR exclusives aren't even as big of a deal in my mind.
Well,
So I don't know.
sure.
Like the only exclusives that seem to really matter on the console war is Halo.
Right, but that doesn't impact VR.
It doesn't exactly. So if you're
But
looking purely on a cost versus spending versus a logic kind of
neither
thing,
does
like
PlayStation.
no, but that's my point is that you take
Neither
that out.
have exclusives.
Yes, but you take that out and it's really just how much do you want to spend? And honestly, the PlayStation is the better option. Because you're basically it's like saying I want to play Hyrule Warriors. I really like Hyrule Warriors. Am I going to spend $300 to play Hyrule Warriors? No, I'm not.
Okay.
It's the same thing as like saying I want to play VR. I would much rather spend 300 bucks or like 200 bucks to get PlayStation VR and already have the system than realize that my system, if I have an Xbox, is out of date, so I have to buy a new system and I have to buy the VR. And it's just like it just seems very illogical in this competition of which console is better. I'm sure that doesn't even make sense, but it's just like I don't know. It's the fact of the matter is that Xbox One does not support VR and will not support VR. This new console will. But PlayStation 4 supports VR.
So the VR rumors are still speculative.
Right.
They weren't. I don't know.
I know they're not confirmed, but it's like I'm not impressed by it, is basically what I'm saying.
Okay.
Oh, I can jump with that. Because it seems like, once again, it seems like Xbox is scrambling in the console war. They keep saying all this stuff like the new Xbox One is going to be 4 times as faster as the current one, but the current one quality isn't that great versus the PlayStation 4. But the PlayStation 4 console, which I guess we can move into, I'm also not that impressed with. Despite the fact I'm hurrahing PlayStation, you know, PlayStation 4.5 is literally just a 4K machine.
Yeah, and that one also doesn't support VR either.
No, not immediately, but you buy the PlayStation VR and all you need is the PlayStation Eye or PlayStation Move or whatever.
Sure. I guess my point is like PlayStation doesn't do it either.
No, but it's a cheaper solution. My point is it's a cheaper solution and more ready than me spending all this money to get an Xbox Scorpion. Are we supposed to do something here? There you go. Oh no. Okay.
Okay.
Like I'm all about like I don't give a shit about exclusives, so all I care about is price. Logically, I'm a Jew. What makes the most sense for me to spend money on? Oh, I thought my head got it. And it just to me, if that actually ends up being true, it's just I'm not that impressed once again with Xbox.
Okay.
Boom. Stopped it. But PlayStation, they announced or they didn't announce it, but there's a lot of rumors going around with them too, with the PlayStation 4 slash Neo. I think it could potentially become an E3 of console announcements.
Yeah, it actually very well could be, especially if Microsoft is in fact doing a console announcement. This could be.
Yeah, at least the Slim. If the Slim's coming out this year, they have to announce it.
Yeah, which it also makes sense. They just dropped the price of the Xbox One to $300.
It's about that time.
Which kind of symbolizes they're about to do an iteration of the hardware. Whether that's
and
bigger hard drive, by default or.
Well, they even then they it's about that time where they announced the slim version. They've got the first set of early adapters. They want to bring more people in to make those sales. They did this before with the both PlayStation and Xbox did their like point 0.5 slim version of their games or their systems. So it's that time. Did you? Oh, there you are. I was like, where'd you go? So it's
Something is going wrong.
in the game.
No. All of a sudden, I'm dropping a frame every 5 seconds.
Are you downloading something?
No. What the fuck? It's wait, what the fuck is going on? It's about time for a new computer. Is what it is. Because shit's not flying. It's not flying very well. It's sinking, if you will.
Has it stabilized yet?
Nope. So probably should cut it here, so that it's not shitty for the rest of the thing. So yeah, we'll follow up more with some E3 stuff once we get closer to the event. It's not until mid-June, but we'll be covering it a lot. Hopefully, maybe we'll probably be covering it.
I mean,
We'll
our
see.
podcast is going to be after E3. Our next podcast.
Okay. Well, we'll see. Other than that, we're gonna leave because this is fucking up. So I'm sorry. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the GlitchFeed podcast, I think.
E3.
We have one more, right?
Yeah, and it's during E3.
Oh, okay.
That's what I just said.
Oh, wait, no, E3 next week.
E3 is the 11th, the 12th, and the 13th,
Oh,
or the
shit.
12th, 13th, 14th. So yeah, it's the 15th would be post E3.
I thought we had another month.
No,
All right. Well, here we go. E3 time, huh?
yeah,
I seriously thought we had another month. I don't know what the
I
hell.
thought that's why you chose to talk about it.
Nope. Just thought we had a bunch of news about it. Didn't realize it was a month away.
It's 2 weeks away.
All right. In that case, yeah.
Stay up to date on everything GlitchFeed by following us on YouTube at youtube.com/GlitchFeed, or you can check us out on Twitter at GlitchFeed, or you can follow us here on GlitchFeed Live. If you're not watching, YouTube, you can check us out on Twitch. We do some streams and stuff. Follow us, stay up to date.
Yep. Do all that stuff. GlitchFeed.com. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye.